Okay, gentlemen, you both received your instructions in the dressing rooms. Obey the commands. Protect yourselves at all times. Right now, we're going to call it here, just under the letters. Right here, just under the letters, all right? Tap it up, let's go to work.
Much was made of coming up 2 weight divisions for Rigo to take on Lomachenko. They weighed in again by way of a clause in the contract this morning to make sure there wasn't too much weight gained by Lomachenko. At 9 a.m., Lomachenko had breakfast. He came in at 137. Rigo checked in at 130 this morning. 12 rounds for the 130-pound world championship. Timothy Bradley, what will you look for early on here?
This is going to be a chess match, a high-level chess match. Lomachenko normally starts a little slow. He picks it up midway point. I think in the beginning, I think he's going to be looking at Rigo, trying to check out his plan, see what he's trying to do, what he wants to do, and he'll pick it up midway point.
One thing we didn't mention in the tail of the tape, these guys have fought together more than 900 times between them. There is 1 loss since 2003.
An absurd combined amateur and pro record of 885 and 14. 885 wins between their amateur and pro careers with these 2 guys in the ring.
Rigondeaux just landed a quick 1-2 on Lomachenko. Lomachenko had his guard partially up, and I thought something went through right there. He met Lomachenko where he was going to be.
Loma comes with a left hand that Rigo was able to duck away from, and then tried to take the angle and come back with the right hook.
Lomachenko just looks so much bigger than Rigondeaux. I mean, he just looks so much bigger.
Got the 3-inch height advantage. We told you what they weighed in this morning. Of course, rehydrating throughout the entire day after yesterday afternoon's weigh-in as well. Lomachenko number 2 on ESPN's pound-for-pound list. That's exactly what was described in the referee meetings. Now, we showed you that earlier because that was a concern of Lomachenko. What happens when he ties up both of his gloves, and how could he break free? And referee Steve Willis was able to give him the instructions, able to share that with you earlier tonight.
Well, Rigondeaux knows that Lomachenko needs to get close in order to get his work off. That's when he does his best work. So guess what he did? He tied his hands up right away, so he couldn't win. Rigondeaux a little bit.
You could hear it. Bernardo Osuna was listening in to the corner of Guillermo Rigondeaux. Bernie, what can you tell us?
Pedro Diaz, who trained Guillermo Rigondeaux during his amateur career on his way to gold medals, told him, go win points. Very simple, very precise instructions. Now, how does he do it? That's the question.
Now, that is the big question, because he has gathered up points throughout his career and then coasted home with that classic Cuban style.
Piling up points is an amateur way of thinking, is it not, Tim?
I mean, it's about points, of course. But the thing that I just witnessed right now was that, and the ref didn't say anything about it, but he just clinched them again. And he walked them back to the ropes, and the refs didn't have anything to say about it.
Lomo trying to get to the inside behind that jab. There's another moment there, and what was assumed to be a break, he connected. He was trying to pull free. That was the concern pre-fight, and now Willis will have a conversation with him.
We're seeing Rigo's strategy is that hold, and the answer that Lomachenko has is not just a jab, but a double jab.
Look for the straight left hand of Rigondeaux. Of Lomachenko. Look for that shot. It's open. Every time Lomachenko steps forward, you see Rigondeaux lean to his left hand, his left side. He's right in the line of fire for that left hand.
Look at Rigondeaux, able to duck down, get off to the side, stay just, and I mean just, out of the range of some of those punches. There are moments when you watch Lomo and you see what he's able to do with his hands at short range, and then you think about some of the unusual training that you witnessed, Mark, stuff with the tennis ball on the end of an elastic string, catching quarters in midair.
He's trained for dexterity, both physical and mental. And what they're really going for is the moment where he improvises. The moment where he's so well drilled that he can think on his feet.
To me, it seems like Rigondeaux looks like he's discouraged a little bit, in my opinion.
What do you see, Tim?
I don't know. His facial expression, the way he's reacting. You know, there's nothing that he can do right now besides hold to keep Lomachenko off of him.
Loma was able to land a left hand underneath that right elbow. Left hand to the body moments ago here in round 3. Steve Willis with a quick talk to Rigo. Tripling up, a right uppercut is the champ.
He is playing with Rigondeaux right now.
When Lomachenko is at his best, he doesn't look like any other fighter. He has what Pacquiao had, what Ali had. He looks like Lomachenko.
He's a little bit of the best parts, the most sensational parts, the most entertaining parts of some of the all-time greats. But to your point, we haven't seen it before.
The third one comes right up the middle. Guess what? He did that. You want to know how? With pressure. With pressure. He saw how his man reacted. He dropped right in front of him, and he split his guard with the uppercut.
Just the fact to throw a triple uppercut alone, that is Vasyl Lomachenko. Let's check in with our ringside reporter, Bernardo Osuna.
Frustration in the blue corner of Guillermo Rigondeaux. Pedro Diaz basically threw water in his face, said, "You've got to take risks. What are you waiting for?" So they see what we see.
You know, it's interesting because we've talked about that for months since the time that he accepted his fight. You can't take this fight without knowing that you're going to have to take risks, Mark.
Well, I mean, Rigondeaux says that he's taken all the risks he could ever take. And nothing could...
I mean,
It's just a matter of time, guys.
He can clown anybody. Sorry to interrupt, but it's Loma. Look at this. This is moments ago. Watch him, get him in a defensive posture. Know that he's got him pinned and say, you know what, I'm just going to turn right around you in the middle of a championship fight.
Lomachenko hasn't even turned it up yet. Midway point. Just watch. Just watch. Angles, speed. I've never seen anybody play with Rigondeaux the way he's playing with Rigondeaux.
This undefeated world champion, and he's toying with him at moments.
Listen to the beat of his punches. It's like music. It's like it's improvisational. It's like jazz.
But it's all set up by his feet. Look at his feet.
And he is riffing in there. And pushing him back, create a little space. Final minute of round 4. Goes back to the uppercut, then switches it up with the left hand as well. Comes to the inside, gets a little work in the kitchen.
Rigondeaux landed a nice short uppercut in that exchange.
How about the body punch with the right hand? Now to the inside, the uppercut with the left hand as Rigo goes to the belt line.
Tim, is this Rigo getting old, or is he just outclassed?
I think it's a combination of both. I just think, honestly, I think he's 37, but also at the same time, I believe he is getting outclassed at the very moment. But there's time still left, everybody. That's why I love boxing. You always have a chance.
Lomachenko has been brought up by his dad, Anatoly, to be what he is seeking to be, and that is the perfect fighter, the most skilled fighter to ever live. That is the goal. This is such a unique relationship with Anatoly, Mark.
It's usually a failed experiment to create a perfect athlete in anything, much less a sport, is dangerous and treacherous. As this one, the strength and conditioning coach, Cecilia Flores, asked Anatoly, when did you know? Anatoly turned to him and said, before he was conceived.
You rave about him, and someone will look at the record and say, yeah, but what about that one loss? Well, folks, when you fight a world champion for a world title in your second pro fight, and you make that transition to the pro ranks, guy comes in overweight, roughs you up, continued low blows. It's a learning lesson. But, Mark, when you go back to the past, and this is where Floyd Mayweather did a disservice to the sport for many years, because we started overvaluing the zero in the loss column. But all the greats of past generation had a loss. In fact, they used to say you're not even ready to fight for a world title until you've learned from a loss.
Oh, I don't think your career becomes a dramatic proposition until you lose. A loss is the most overrated commodity in all boxing.
There was a punch right there on the break. You saw Steve Willis come in, and then Rigondeaux still through, but this has become an issue with the clinching. There's a combination from Rigondeaux. Tried to dig to the body. That was blocked by the elbows of Loma. That's over time and time again.
It's really, I'm going to tell you this, it's really hard hitting a guy that's going down so low like that. It really is.
That time he turned to give an angle with the right hand.
Well, Lomachenko, there's nothing that he hasn't seen. There's nothing that he can't do in the ring, and he's going to find a way on how to hit this man while he's down like that.
What would you be doing, Tim?
Well, I would go to the side he leans to. I would throw my right hooks like he's there right there. That's what I would do. And come behind it when he pops up with the straight left hand.
You have to remember, this is a guy who has not lost since 2003. The best he's got is ducking and holding.
Murray threw his punch with the most intent that we've seen tonight. Look at Lomo as he's being ridden back in a headlock that time, looking over to the referee. Bernardo, what can you offer?
You know, in the corner, it was very interesting because they told him, we want you to spin him, we want you to feint and then throw quick combinations, and reminded him of that Salido fight because that's what changed. And you'll remember what he told us in the fighter meetings. Lomachenko said, I only need to make a mistake once, and I learn. And that's what he's proving tonight, much to Tim and Mark's point.
Yeah, that Salido fight was the great learning experience. Put a notch in the belt. And now he's dealing with it perfectly here against Rigondeaux. And you can see he's getting a little more used to some of these tactics, especially with Rigondeaux bending down, creating a little bit of space, and then pumping in those right hands. Now turns to the side, takes the angle to the left to try to find something.
Tim, how do you solve Lomachenko, or how do you attempt to if you're Rigondeaux?
All I'm going to say is that I don't think that person is born yet. I truly believe that. His footwork.
There's a point deduction now, as Rigondeaux is going to be docked a point. I mean, he is so far down on the scorecards, seemingly as it is, but that is the first moment that Willis is making him and holding him accountable here.
The writer, Green Jonathan Butler, did a study in Cuban fighters, and he said that Rigondeaux's face was the saddest I've seen on the island. And that pathos is what I saw in the corner there. The defeated guy.
A guy who was once a hero to countrymen, and then Fidel Castro called a traitor as he was trying to find freedom. And he had found freedom, and he found wealth, and he found fame. But tonight, deep into the autumn of his career, he is finding the most skilled fighter in the world opposite him. Another combination from Loma, and Loma once again looks over at Willis. As we come to the end of round number 6 here.
Повнимательней на сгибание. Повнимательней на сгибание. Он согнулся. Ты паузу делай. Рукой приконтролируй. Разворот. Пауза большая, поэтому не получается. Чуть дернул, разворот. И оттуда снизу, как можно ниже. Рука заблокирована, ты безопасен.
Discussion going on in the corner of Rigondeaux here in between the 6th and 7th round as they're looking at the tape. He is saying, I don't want any more. Are you kidding me? The undefeated number 7
continue.